When I first ran for office 10 years ago, I talked to a gentleman by the name of Lynn Jondal, and probably many of you have never heard of Lynn, but he was a state rep for over 20 years, kind of the tax guru in the state of Michigan during his time in the legislature. And one of his observations to me was that living so close to the Capitol, there are upsides and downsides. One of the upsides is that you're expected to attend every event in the district every night because you can't ever say, I'm at the Capitol for the week. And one of the great upsides is that I do get to go home every single night, which not all of you do, especially on late nights here. With that being said, on Tuesday I attended my daughter's parent-teacher conferences. And I've been thinking about those conferences ever since. Not because I got bad reports. To the contrary, I got better reports than my parents ever received, although my kids can be a little talkative, apparently. I'm sure that surprises you. But with the governor's proposed budget, I know that schools in our districts are worried. They are worried about what the $715 cut per pupil will do to our schools. They're wondering, are the class sizes going to be increased to upwards of 35 students per class? Will we have to decrease the numbers at my school, where we have 3 classes per grade, to 2? What will these changes do to the education that our kids receive in the state? I believe these draconian cuts threaten to cripple our education system. With the rising costs of retirement on top of a $300 per pupil cut, schools will be operating with, according to the AP, $715 per pupil less than they had last year. That's a 10% cut on top of a decade's worth of cuts. How the heck are we going to churn out the quote-unquote innovators that the governor keeps talking about if he slashes our education budget? Now, I've read that his kids attend a very nice private school, and that he probably hasn't spent much time in our public schools. But as a mother of a 2nd and 3rd grader, I have. And I would submit that if we want to close the global gap in education, we have to invest in infrastructure, technology, and a curriculum that promotes critical thinking. My kids attend Donnelly Elementary School here in East Lansing. It is the most socioeconomically diverse school in the East Lansing Public School District. And while it doesn't hold a candle to the challenges of many school districts in our state, there are many kids where they only get their only square meal of the day is at school. I don't need a study or a metric to tell you that a 10% cut to our schools will be devastating, to many bankrupting. So let's be thoughtful about what these cuts will do to our students or our children's education. With more students per class and less classes to go around, if the budget that the governor proposes is enacted as proposed, it will be devastating to our kids and education in the state of Michigan. I've always believed that you cannot talk about moving all of Michigan forward if you're willing to leave our kids behind. I ask that my statement be printed in the Journal.